After 2013, this beautiful old building, the Old West Kirk in Greenock, will no longer be a place of worship. This is due to a decision to merge the town's 3 West End churches to 2 buildings, with the Old West Kirk missing out by 37 votes. For a church its size, it possesses a unique collection of priceless stained glass windows. They are as fine as any you would see in much larger buildings, but they are right on our doorstep. In 1864, Alan Park Peyton, a senior librarian in the town, started the commissioning of the windows. He engaged the prestigious firm of William Morris and Company, who employed the top pre-Raphaelite artists of the day. So let's have a closer look at these windows, starting at the pulpit and moving clockwise round and under the choir or Crawford Gallery. First, we come to the presentation in the Temple of the Infant Christ by James Ballantyne and Company in 1864, dedicated to Jean Fairy Denniston. Next is Hope by Daniel Cottier, also in 1864. Daniel Cottier placed this window in memory of his grandfather, Archibald MacLean. We then come to the Crawford McKnight family window and crest by Gordon M. Webster in 1929. The Crawfords were the lairds for the east part of the town. Music by Sir Edward Burne-Jones in 1874 was commissioned by Alan Park Peyton in memory of his uncle, the Reverend Dr. John Park, an assistant minister in the church. The angel on the left was modelled by Lizzie Siddell, wife of Dante Gabriel Rossetti, a member of the pre-Raphaelite movement. Now up in the choir or Crawford Gallery, we see The Adoration of the Lambs by Burne-Jones and others in 1864 and dedicated to Thomas McCann. Continuing round and under the Farmers' Gallery, we come to Faith by Burne-Jones in 1867 to 1868, donated by James Ballantyne and Janet Haddo in memory of their children. Next is Christ Teaching Mary and Christ Blessing a Child, James Ballantyne and Company, 1864, and dedicated to David Johnston. And Charity by Burne-Jones in 1869, in memory of M.S. Hamilton. Andrew Lloyd Webber owned the original cartoon of the window. And then, up in the Farmers' Gallery, The Adoration of the Shepherds and the Magi, again by James Ballantyne and Company in 1864, is also called the Christmas window because of the nativity scene. This is a memorial to Thomas Ramsay and Walter Bain. Continuing round the ground floor, and before we go into the Laird's Gallery, we see Christ and the Centurion by James Ballantyne and Company in 1864, dedicated to Andrew Grieve. And in the Laird's Gallery, The Last Supper, another window by James Ballantyne and Company in 1864, a magnificent 4-light window donated by Sir Michael Robert Shaw Stewart, who was the last laird of the west part of the town to occupy the family pew. And now, moving round and under the Sailor's Gallery, or Sailor's Loft, we have 3 windows. First of all, Christ Raising Jairus' Daughter by James Ballantyne and Company in 1864, dedicated to James Fraser Peyton. Then Teaching from Generation to Generation by Mary Wood in 1938, a memorial to William Kerr. And thirdly, The Baptism of Christ by John the Baptist, by an unknown artist, but dedicated to a Margaret Arbuckle. And in the Sailor's Loft, Christ Calling the Fishermen Disciples by James Ballantyne and Company in 1864. This window was donated by the ex-sailors of the Sir Gabriel Wood's Home, known locally as the Mariner's Home. And lastly, as we return to the pulpit, we see Christ Walking the Sea by James Ballantyne and Company, but date unknown. This is dedicated to John Hunter. In this window, the eyes of the Christ follow you. So, what is the future for this unique collection of stained glass windows? They are certainly in great danger of being broken up, unless they can somehow be preserved for future generations to enjoy.